Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome back.
We are back to discuss tonight's Celtics versus Raptors game. Celtics won fairly easily, 111-89. Far different outcome than the last two games where the Celtics just played absolutely horrendous. Especially the last game. The last game they shooting, they couldn't hit anything. Just nothing was going. Especially the 3 pointers. Brown did terrible. I forget what his stats were for the last game. I think he had like one or two for 15 or something different shooting threes. They just got, even though it was close, they didn't feel close or look close by watching the game. But tonight was just a completely different story. Kind of looks like the game one they have when they blow out Toronto. I think it was up by 30 or so. I forget what the score of that one was. But tonight was a very good game for the Celtics. I don't know what happened with Toronto. Toronto seemed to play like the Celtics did the last game. They just couldn't hit anything. Lowry, I forget how many points did Lowry have. I don't know how many points he had tonight. Let's see here.
Let's see.
He had 10 points.
10 points tonight. He was 3 for 8 shooting and 1 for 3 for 3 points.
Yeah, Siakam almost fouled out. I think he had
5 fouls.
5 fouls, and it was only in the third quarter, which that wasn't good. It was, that was pretty bad for him. I mean, he almost have that many fouls in the third. Jaylen Brown, I think, went to the last game. I think he had 4 or 5 fouls in the third, and so he had to watch how he was defending people so he wouldn't get fouled out too. Overall, the Celtics did really well. I think they had 6 plays in double figures.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown had 27.
Yeah. Kemba had 21.
Yeah.
And I mean, basically the second quarter, basically the Celtics were dominated.
Yeah.
And then after the second half, they're sort of falling apart, but they kept it together.
Yeah, they kind of didn't play with the same
energy.
Yeah, it's like they just played steady. Like they weren't scoring as big points. I think they second half started when they were up by 27, and then they got within 20 points or 19 points at one point.
Yeah.
So the Raptors were making up points, and the Celtics just kept hitting these 2-point shots or layups and just kind of just kept it out of reach for most of the second half.
Yeah. I felt like after the second half I feel like they were rushing, like they kept running and they kept just passing it. They shot, but then it just wouldn't go in. They were just going too fast.
Yeah, they were running down the court 100 miles an hour. Like they could have slowed it down.
They
you don't have to run that fast. You try to run the clock out too. So
they should have instead of running down, it's like they could have sprinted, but they should just take their time, make sure there's enough people wide open, and then take the shot or whatever instead of running up and down 100 miles per hour, because then that's how Toronto managed to get up a few points, is because of that. And plus the officiating tonight was not so good. There was a lot of calls that didn't make sense.
And sometimes, the falls kind of drives crazy. I mean, sometimes if you breathe on somebody the wrong way, they call a foul. I mean, most of these times, if you go to the hoop, they're going to call a foul. It's like, how do these referees see any fouls? I mean, sometimes there's really nothing there. I think some of the fouls are ridiculous.
Yeah.
That they call on people. I mean, I don't know. I just don't like it. I think the game has changed, not necessarily for the better over the years. I mean, I remember watching Celtics back in the 80s, and it was more wide open. You could play more without the referees calling every little thing a foul. Sometimes I think it's just a little ridiculous when the amount of time somebody can go to the line, it will dictate what the outcome of the game. So I know it's just certain places in the league, they go to the line, 20, 25 times, or whatever, just doing foul shots, just because they keep driving the hoop knowing the referee's going to call a foul. There's really no foul there. It's really kind of stupid. Like, he put his hand on him, or he put one finger on him, or he got too close to him. I don't like the foul the way that goes on in the game. I think it's stupid. And they should allow them to play a little bit more. Not just for the Celtics. I mean, as any team, I think they need to let it go a little bit more. Fouling is getting way out of hand, I think, in the NBA. It's almost, it ruins the flow of the game where you have to constantly stop. Another whistle. I think it's stupid. But overall tonight was a good win for the Celtics. One game closer. I don't know if they're gonna. Still don't know if they're gonna win this series. I mean, if they come out the next few games and fall apart like they did the last two games, they could lose this series. But if they play like they could tonight, I mean, it's very unlike the Celtics to play that poorly, but like the last game.
Yeah.
I mean, okay there. Yeah. It's good they ended up, winning by 22 points tonight. But the last game, the last two games were close, like I said, but they just didn't shoot all that well. Nothing was going in. But if they play like they did tonight, they should be fine.
I agree.
Toronto also played very unlike Toronto tonight, so not to take anything away from them. They played the Celtics had the last two games. That's why they won two. It looks like it's going to be a tough series, even though they only need one game. It's Toronto. They're not going to go away that easily because they have a lot of talent. So,
yeah, well, to wait and see what Wednesday brings us.
We'll see what happens. Hopefully, wrap it up so we don't have to keep stressing to see if they make it to the next round or not.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I think they end up going against the Heat because
so far the Heat is up 3-1, and they play tomorrow night.
Yeah,
it's Milwaukee.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's going to do it. If you guys want to tell us what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you excited Celtics won this one? Put it down below. And as always, hit that like and subscribe.
Until next time.
There you go.